let's get started. And the first thing we're going to look at is just an introduction to meditation. What is it? What is meditation? All right. So meditation is a technique of familiarizing your mind with something. It's a bit nebulous because there's a lot you can do with it, right? So we often think of meditation as relaxation. That's the kind of word that pops into our head when we think about meditation. And for good reason. Learning how to relax is a very common use of meditation. But how does meditation relax you? Right? So this is something that's might get lost in some of the presentations of meditation. So what's going on with whenever you're meditating is essentially you are training your mind to become super familiar with being relaxed. You're not pulling relaxation out of the air. You have a relaxed version of yourself. Right? It's in there. It's awesome. It comes out from time to time. We're like, man, that version of me is totally cool. I want that version to pop up more often. And right now, it takes a lot of effort for us to kind of bring that relaxed version of ourselves up. There's a lot of things trying to fight against it. Worries, anxieties, stress. They all contribute to kind of making it hard for us to connect with this relaxed version of ourselves. But that relaxed version of yourself exists inside you all of the time. It is not something that you have to go get, right? It's here. We're just going to use some of these techniques, meditation techniques, to get you so familiar with that relaxed self that it starts to show itself a little bit more often. Right? So if you think about something you're very familiar with, like tying your shoe, right? I love using this example. Tying your shoe, you can do it right now. If I asked you to, you'd probably be like, I don't know why he's asking me to do this, but if you humored me, you'd tie your shoe in no time. You could do it with your eyes closed, right? You could do it on a roller coaster, right? I don't know, maybe that's difficult. The point is, you've been tying your shoe for so long, so many years of your life, that the mechanics, both mental and physical, the mechanics of tying your shoe are very familiar to you, right? And as a result, comes very naturally. Now, when you were a kid and someone presented you with this Rubik's Cube of a lace and loop scenario, not so easy, right? How do we turn two strings into this beautiful knot that'll keep our shoe on our foot? And, the first handful of times that we did this, it did not go so well. But over time, through practice, tying your shoe became familiar to you, and it started to become easier. It started to flow more naturally, right? The same is true for all things that you learn, including mental, right? So with meditation, we focus a lot on mental mind state. So relaxation is one of them, like a relaxed mind, right? The more familiar you are with a relaxed mind, the easier it is to kind of get there, right? The more familiar you are with a patient mind, the easier it is for you to kind of access that patience, right? Cool night. I will send you my email at the end of the stream, and then email me and we can talk about that. Cool? All right. So it works both ways, though, right? So you think about something like anger. This is what we talked about last week. Anger comes very naturally, right? Instantaneous. We don't have to try to be angry. It just comes. This is because we've had practice letting our mind get annoyed. And so our mind knows how to get annoyed. It's very familiar with being annoyed. And so it comes naturally. Things like patience take a little more effort, right? But it's all learned behavior. And through meditation, the technique of meditation, you can start to choose what you want your mind to be familiar with. Right? Do you want your mind to be so familiar with being relaxed that it is difficult for you to not be relaxed? Do you want your mind to be so familiar with patience that it's difficult for you to not be patient, even in situations that now might require a lot of effort to do so? Right? Meditation is about choice. It's about taking back ownership of your thoughts. Cool? But relaxation is a big part of it. And one of the reasons is because if your mind's very agitated, it's hard to kind of do all this cool stuff. So the first thing that is mainly taught with meditation is using meditation to relax, or more specifically, pacify your mind a little bit. Right? So if you think of a lake, you're on a little nature walk, and there's no wind, there's no rain, it's a beautiful day. You can see the reflection in the lake very clearly. Now, if it starts to rain a little bit, that reflection becomes less clear. Little ripples, right, in the water. Maybe the wind picks up, and if it's raining hard enough or whatnot, it might not be possible for you to describe the reflection any longer. But it's there. The reflection of the lake is always there. It's just being obscured by the raindrops. Your mind is the exact same way. Your mind, by default, normally, its kind of baseline is like that lake, still, calm, clear, right? A level of clarity, thinking reasonably about your problems, right? And all the stress, the anxiety, worries, the things that are pulling for our attention all day long, these are like raindrops. And they are obscuring this kind of peaceful, still mind state. But it's in there. We just have to become more familiar with it, and that'll let us clear away some of those raindrops more easily, right? So the first thing we're going to learn is how to clear away some of those raindrops that are obscuring our peacefulness. Right? This is more. This is like the more official, I guess, way you would classify this is single-pointed concentration. Focusing single-pointedly on something. So what are we not doing? We are not multitasking. Now, this is difficult for us. Why? Because we are great multitaskers, because we have practiced multitasking every single moment of our life forever. And so we're really good at it. And our mind kind of thinks that multitasking is the way, right? It is a way, but we want to kind of teach our mind that, hey, look at the benefit of focusing on one thing. With single-pointed concentration, we are going to focus so exclusively on one thing, in this case our breath, that all the other things that are normally in our mind, they're going to start to fade into the background a little bit. Very similar to if you ever felt in the zone while working on a project or something like that. Yeah, you lose track of time. All the noises of your home, of your office, it's like they're gone. They're still there, but it's as if they've kind of faded. So what we're going to do is start to train in doing this intentionally. Right? So we're going to focus on our breath exclusively, to the point that all the other things start to fade a little bit, right? And that's going to make us relax. Right? You're going to settle in a little bit. Tashira, I'm glad you're back. So I want to do a breathing meditation together. I'm going to guide us through it, and it's going to be short. It's not going to be any longer than 5 minutes. I promise. All right. Common misconception about meditation: you do not need to meditate for like hours. Especially when you're learning, you're going to get burnt out doing that. Consistency, way more important. So we're going to do something that's about 5 minutes, and instructionally, it's pretty straightforward. We are going to make a choice. We're going to choose to focus single-pointedly on our breath. And then whenever we catch ourselves kind of drifting, thinking about maybe something we got to do later in the day, or something that happened earlier to us, we are just going to be like, not right now. And we're going to bring our attention back. That's it. Choose to focus on your breath. Notice when your attention drifts. Bring it back to breathing. That is the training of meditation. You are training your mind to focus on what you want to focus on. Cool? Okay. So make sure you're comfortable. That's step one. A lot of times people think they got to sit cross-legged or, in some sort of special seating arrangement. No, doesn't matter. You can sit however you want. As long as you're comfortable. That's the most important thing. Chair is fine. You want to sit on the floor, fine. You want to lay down, you had a long day, go ahead. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you're comfortable, and you can go ahead and close your eyes, and I'm going to guide us through about a 5-minute breathing meditation. Okay? Cool. Whenever we start a meditation, first things first, just take a moment and check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Happy, sad, tired, energetic, whatever it is, it does not matter. We are not doing anything about it. We're just noticing. This is called mindfulness, a very common word these days. Mindfulness is an active awareness of your own thoughts moment to moment for the purpose of being able to respond skillfully to those thoughts. So just take a moment and check in. And having done that, you can now make a choice. You can choose to focus single-pointedly on your breath, exclusively on breathing in and out, gently and naturally. There is no need to take big, deep breaths. You do not need to forcefully exhale the air. Just breathe as you normally would, in and out. And give yourself permission to relax a little bit into your chair or cushion. Single-pointedly focused on each moment of each breath. Following the air as it enters your nose, and following the air as it exits. Completely present, interested in breathing in and out. As you begin to relax a little bit more into your chair. At some point, you may notice your attention drifting. Maybe you're starting to think about something that happened earlier today. Or maybe you're thinking about something you have to do later after this class ends. Whenever you notice this happening, no problem. We can just say, not right now, to those thoughts. We'll get to them later. And then purposefully guide your focus back to your breath. Back to breathing in and out. Gently and naturally. staying with your breath for each moment. This moment. This moment. This moment. As you begin to relax even more into your chair or cushion. Keep bringing your attention back to your breath whenever you notice it drifting. This process of choosing to focus single-pointedly on your breath, noticing when your attention drifts, and being able to bring your attention back to breathing, that is meditation. You are a meditator. You are meditating right now. You are training your mind to focus on what you want it to focus on. And right now, you're focusing on breathing in and out, gently and naturally. So just for the next couple of moments, continue to breathe and just enjoy sitting here. For this moment, you have nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Just here, breathing. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Hello. How we doing? How'd that go? You asleep? If you did get sleepy, this is very common. One of the more common things people say. Meditation itself is kind of like an active thing. We're trying to teach our mind to become familiar with stuff. But if you get a little drowsy, it's not that big a deal. At least you're getting some rest, right? Your mind's so busy all day long that when we give it permission to relax, right? Sometimes we get a little sleepy, right? Stephanie, good, cool. You're nice and relaxed. So if you found this difficult, right? Do not be surprised by that. And the explanation is quite simple. You have not done this that much. Right? So when's the last time, if ever, that you're like, hey, I know exactly what I would like to do right now. This is going to be great. I'm going to focus on my breath and nothing else. And then I'll just see when it drifts and I'll bring it back. We don't do it, right? And so when we try to do it, sometimes there's some resistance. Our mind's like, what are you doing? I focus on a lot of things at once. I'm a multitasker. That's what I do. Right? So we got to train our mind a little bit to not only kind of normalize this a bit, but make our mind look forward to it. Right? Yeah, you want to focus single-pointedly on something? Cool, let's do it. Right? And that just comes with time. Right? Janice, I'm great. I'm glad that you had a good experience. Great. That is kind of a very traditional breathing meditation. Not that long. You do not need to meditate for hours on end. Do not do it. I would not go more than 5 minutes when you're just learning. And honestly, maybe 5 minutes is too long for you. That's fine. Maybe you only have 2 minutes in the morning or a minute in the afternoon. It doesn't matter. As long as you commit to something and do it consistently, you're going to start to see some results. Right? Cool? Okay. So, if you have any other questions on meditation or breathing meditation or anything we talked about, feel free to keep asking me. But I'm going to move on to our topic for today, which is my favorite topic to teach and favorite meditation to teach and do myself. It's great. And this topic, if I had to summarize it into one word, it would be gratitude, right? We're going to learn about gratitude, but for a very specific reason, right? Gratitude's kind of like a secret ingredient to a lot of the interactions that we have with other people and animals and just everything in the world. And so by learning a little bit about gratitude and how we can meditate on it and become really familiar with it, our interactions with other people start to change in a really positive way. Cool? So this word, gratitude, you hear it a lot, just like, mindfulness and all that. I like to define it as recognizing the importance in something or someone, right? You're like, hey, that thing is really important to me, and I'm thankful for it, right? That person is really important to me, and I'm thankful for it. We generally aren't grateful for things that we think are detrimental to us. Right. So that's kind of our baseline definition. And what we're trying to do here with this meditation is cast a very wide gratitude net. Right now, our gratitude net is a little small, and we want to cast it a little wider. So we'll talk about ways we can do that and why we would want to do that at all. So something that I think is good to think about when we're getting into this is I'd like you to imagine your favorite movie, right? Everyone's got a favorite movie or TV show. These days, it's interchangeable. So bring to mind your favorite movie, the one you've watched so many times, right? And then, once you have that movie or show firmly in your mind, I'd like you to think, would you be able to name all the people involved in making that movie? You could probably name a good amount, right? Because it's your favorite movie. Now, when you're rattling off the people in the movie, who are you talking about, right? The main actor or actress, right? Oh, the director. The executive producer. I don't know what they do, actually. You like the music, right? Maybe it's the composer, right? What about the boom mic person? You know what that boom mic is? It's like the thing, a big long mic. You don't see it because then that would ruin the immersion of the movie. But somebody is holding this big microphone to make the audio great. You know their name? No. Right? But they're in the credits, right? We always skip the credits, which is a whole another thing, right? But if you ever watch the credits, it starts with all the, you're like, oh, the main actor, they were great in this, right? They really made this movie awesome. And then, that list keeps going, and we start to see some names and jobs that we didn't even know existed, right? But those people were intimately responsible for you enjoying this movie. I don't know if you ever watched a movie with not great audio, but it's not great. All right? So the boom mic person is intimately involved in your enjoyment of this movie, right? Vital to it. Okay? So we're going to start to think about our life as a movie, and we're going to start to think about the credits of our life. And just like with the movie, we got, hey, oh, mom, dad, they're great. Oh, my best friend, love them. They're awesome. And then, oh, my pet. Yeah, they're definitely in the cast, right? But there's a lot of ancillary people that contribute in amazing ways to our life every day, every moment, and we don't really think about it, right? Cool. Catering. Oh, that's a good one, right? They got to eat. If the famous actor and actress is, famished, they're going to have a hard time focusing on a good performance, right? Great. Exactly. So what we're kind of getting at here is we sort people into groups. Right? And we even sort things into groups too. But at the core of things are people, right? So sometimes we're grateful for things, right? Job, house, health. Maybe that's a little more abstract, right? But these things come from other people, right? Your job comes from other people. Your house was built by a lot of people who needed tools that were built by other people. There's a lot of people there's always people involved, or animals, right? Living beings involved in all of these kind of things, right? That we covet. So people are kind of at the core here, right? And sometimes we do have this gratitude for people, but it's usually like a small net, right? Parents, family, friends. What about the grocery store clerk? They are necessary, very much so, for us getting food. We're talking about catering. They play an intimate role in our life day to day, right? But we don't really kind of group them into the same gratitude bucket as parents or friends or coworkers or something like that, right? So we separate people into groups. And I kind of like to think about it like rings, right? And at the center, right, the most important ring, what's that? That's us. For me, it's me. For you, it's you. Right? And then a little wider, family, friends, or best friends, right? We recognize how valuable and important they are to our lives. And so what happens? We're gratitude toward them. And by virtue of that, compassion for them, right? We think differently about them than, say, strangers. Right? Going a little further out, maybe acquaintances, work colleagues, right? Yeah, maybe we're not going to their birthday or giving them like a surprise gift or something like that, but they're an important part of our day and our life, right? And then even further out, the kind of last group is pretty much everybody else. Strangers, we would kind of classify them as, right? Background, like extras in the movie, right? They're there, right? But they're not vital, right, to it. That's what we think, right? Now, the reason why we don't think about the tier 3 kind of everybody the same way as tier 1 is because we don't recognize their importance to us as regularly as we do family, friends, etc. Right? So the goal with learning how to meditate on gratitude is to recognize the importance of the wider group of people, right? We want to bring tier 3 closer to tier 1. Why? Why even bother doing this? When you recognize the importance of someone, right? Develop gratitude, natural compassion, right? Meditating on gratitude, bringing tier 3 strangers closer to tier 1, right? In terms of recognizing importance, allows us to develop natural compassion for them, right? We recognize their value and we naturally want to repay that kindness that they've given us with kindness, right? So this is what I'm talking about with it being kind of like a secret ingredient, right? Gratitude helps you be happier, helps you treat other people more positively. It's a completely transformative concept, and the more familiar you are with it, you're going to start to see these things pop out in your regular day-to-day life. Cool? This is a little bit of a shorter discussion because we're going to do a gratitude meditation. It's a little bit longer because I got to go through a bunch of stuff. But I wanted to leave some time for it, right? Favorite movie is such a beautiful way to describe the loving kindness meditation. It's my favorite meditation as well. Oh, Tia. Yeah. Thank you. This is, that is another kind of name for this, the loving kindness meditation, right? We have kind of this love and kindness for a small circle, and we're going to widen it a little bit. There's no reason why we can't. There's nothing stopping us from winding it except, whatever, lack of interest or something like that. We have the capacity to do that, right? Cool. Thanks. Okay, so we are going to do a gratitude meditation. I'm going to lead us through it, and we're going to start off just by doing a little breathing meditation to relax. It's always good to start any type of meditation with some breathing meditation to relax. And then I'm going to guide us through this. And essentially what we're going to do is we are going to do the movie experiment, right? And we're going to think about our day from the point that we woke up to now. Maybe it wasn't that long. I don't know. Maybe it's morning there. And we are going to start to think about the credits and all the people involved that got us from then to now, right? Morning to right now. Cool? Okay. So go ahead and find a comfy seat again. If you're like, hey, my chair's not great. I realized that in the last meditation. Time to change. Make sure you're nice and comfy, and you can go ahead and close your eyes. We are going to do a very brief breathing meditation to relax, and then I'm going to guide us through my favorite meditation on gratitude. Okay. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Settle into your chair or cushion. And just take a brief moment to check in. How are you feeling now? We're not comparing it to before. Before is gone. Only now. How are you feeling? Just notice. You don't have to do anything about it. We're just taking an interest in our own mind. And having checked in, we can once again turn our attention to our breath, breathing in and out, gently, naturally. Following our breath in and out. Focusing on the air as it travels into your nose, sits, and exits. A moment-to-moment awareness of breathing in and out. As you once again relax a little bit into your chair or cushion. And if you catch your attention drifting, no problem. You can just say, not right now to those thoughts. We'll get to them later, but on your terms. Right now, your interest is breathing in and out, gently and naturally. I'm going to guide us through a meditation on gratitude, on recognizing the importance of other people, so you can just follow along. This morning, you likely woke up in a home or apartment. Who built that home or apartment? Other people. those other people built that home or apartment with tools. Where did they get those tools? Who made them? Other people. The tools required refined materials in order to be produced. Who made those? Other people. Countless individuals that you've never met, intimately responsible for creating this place of refuge, your home, your apartment, place of safety. How kind of them to do that for you. Maybe you woke up in a bed, mattress, so comfortable, painstakingly designed to give you a good night's sleep. Who made the mattress? Other people. The sheets, the pillows, every aspect of your bed produced, made by other people that you've never met. All so that you can get a good night's sleep and take on your day. Such kindness from people that we've never even met. Maybe after you woke up, you took a shower. Who ran all the plumbing to get fresh water to your shower? Somebody invented a way for you to control the exact temperature of the water in your shower with a simple flick of the wrist. Years of work to invent this. Time away from their family, time away from doing other things, relaxing, to produce this item that we use every day. Such kindness in other people that we haven't ever met. Maybe then you ate some breakfast, perhaps a piece of fruit. Think about all the people involved in putting this piece of fruit in your hand. Someone planted the seed, tended to the plant, harvested, packaged into a package designed by other people. That package was then put perhaps on a truck made by countless other individuals, a truck driven across very vast distances. That person away from their family for a long time in order to bring this piece of fruit to a grocery store that is located near you, a grocery store run by countless other people, painstakingly organized, so you can go into the store, find the piece of fruit that you want, and go about your day. An unfathomable amount of people involved in putting a single piece of fruit in your hand. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I paid for the fruit with my money. Where did you get that money? From your job? A job created by other people? Maybe you're thinking, yeah, but I got the job because I was the best candidate. Who taught you the skills you need to be the best candidate? Who taught you how to read, how to write, how to present yourself in public, how to interview, how to think critically? We were not born with these skills. We learned them from our parents, teachers, friends, TV shows. Countless individuals intimately involved in everything that we do. If you were to give back everything that you have that somebody helped you get, be it skills or an item or something, we would have nothing at all. We were born with nothing. We were given clothes, food, shelter. Even our bodies come from our parents. It's easy to think of ourselves as completely independent, but really that is not true. We are interdependent. We're like cells in the same body. We need each other to survive, to thrive. We need everybody, not just our friends, not just our family. Everybody, the full list of credits. So just for the next moment or so, just sit with that. Think about some of the people involved in your life, in your day, from the moment you got up to now. And if maybe a feeling of appreciation starts to arise, sit with that. That is you developing natural compassion for others. That is you widening the net of gratitude. And that will lead to kindness to yourself, to others, to the world. Okay, when you're ready, you can relax, open your eyes. How'd that go? So this is what I would call like a full meditation. We started by relaxing a little bit with breathing meditation, and then we still did meditation, right? So meditation isn't breathing meditation. Meditation is focusing exclusively on one thing, noticing when your attention drifts, bringing your attention back, right? We can meditate on anything. We can meditate on our breath. We can meditate on gratitude. We can meditate on the way our foot feels. We can meditate on anything, right? Tia, thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm glad that you all had a good experience with that. So this meditation is, it's like a really beautiful thing to think about, right? And it's something that we don't often think about, right? But as soon as we start to think about it, we're like, oh, there's a lot of people involved that I haven't been watching the full credits. Right? I've been, turn them off. So the cool thing about this meditation is that it is very easy to practice when you're not meditating, right? Because I don't know about you, I am a meditation teacher, and the vast majority of my day is not meditating, right? So there's a lot of time that we're not traditionally sitting down with our eyes closed, meditating or whatever. But that is not the only way to meditate. Right? You can meditate on anything just by thinking about it single pointedly. So this is a really good topic to practice outside of the meditation time. So the next time you're kind of out and about, right? Just think about, hey, people that were responsible for making my shoe, or I don't know. Get creative with it, right? And what we're training in is natural compassion. We are training in developing natural gratitude so we don't have to try so hard to be kind to all people. Cool? Very beautiful thing to practice, and a very useful use of your time. Okay, so this is where I'd like to stop for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today. And if you did, come on back. Every Wednesday, I do these meditation classes live, same time, same channel. It's a different topic each week, but I don't always know what I'm going to do, but it's always going to be meditation related. Right? So come on back. And if you are comfortable doing so, I'd love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's a big help to me. You also get notifications when I'm going live. All my old videos are available for you. So you're like, hey, I'd like to learn about anxiety, and he's not talking about that this week. You can go check it out, right? So that would be awesome if you feel comfortable doing that. And if you're like, hey, meditation is really cool, I would like to maybe do a one-on-one to like really kind of expand my knowledge about meditation, I offer one-on-one classes. This is my kind of main focus of my business. So if that's interesting to you, email me. I know there are a couple people who've emailed me and I haven't gotten back to you. I was at a wedding for the last number of days, so I'm going to get back to you. But if you're interested in doing a one-on-one, or just asking me a question about something that maybe doesn't make sense, email me. I'm going to put my email in the chat right now. It's keith@meditationbreaks.com. Breaks.com. I think that's right. I'm not the best speller. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, email me for any reason, right? Cool. Let me catch up. There's a lot of people were saying very kind things. Andre, I'm glad you feel better. So that's a really cool thing, Andre, right? So here we are doing a meditation that is kind of about other people, right? And we kind of feel better inside, right? It's all about this. The wider our net is, it actually makes us feel better too. So it's a win-win. There's no reason not to, right? Liz Q, like this meditation is a great reminder. Yeah, this is my favorite one. Maureen, very beautiful way to start thinking. Yeah, this is why I was saying this is probably the most impactful thing I've ever learned in meditation, because I have seen a shift in my mind. All right. For example, there's a ton of people here. Some of you I've seen before. Some of you I haven't. But I love teaching, and I cannot do that without you. Right. If you weren't here, I'm not teaching to anyone. So I have gratitude, compassion for you being here, even though we're just met, right? Awesome. Right. Thank you, everyone, for all of the kind words. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to be here. Donna, I am based in Colorado. I am in a small mountain town, about 35 minutes west of Denver. Right? So I do in-person things, but mostly in this area. I don't know. Maybe you're in Colorado. Cool. Donna, if you are interested in kind of honing your skills with meditation, two things. One, I would pick a time of day that is going to be good for you, that you're relatively not stressed. That's going to be your meditation time. And think about how much time you can dedicate to this. and then divide it by 2, right? 2 minutes in the morning or something like that. 1 minute, doesn't matter. Be consistent. And then if you want to focus on specific things, email me and we can either just talk via email about some of the things you want to learn, or we can do a one-on-one class. Cool? Oh, Florida, nice and sunny. All right. Thank you all for being here. Enjoy this mind shift, right? Thinking about people in different ways, right? Through gratitude. And I'll see you all next week. All right. Take care.